AITA for kicking out our tenants because we want to move into the house ourselves. My husband and I have 2 children. I own our apartment outright and inherited a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. I had no use for it and rented it out to a family with 3 children. The house comes with a beautiful pool, so I asked for only half the market rent with the agreement that we could use the pool if we give 24-hour notice. This worked beautifully for both parties. My tenants were happy because they could live in what is basically a mansion for very little money. And I was happy because my tenants took good care of it. My husband and I are now expecting babies number 3 and 4. Yes, twins. I have entered the 2nd trimester and we have come to the conclusion that our 2-bedroom apartment will be too small for us. The logical next step for us is to move into the big house. We broke the news to our tenants and gave them 5 months to move out. We didn't expect them to be thrilled, but we thought that they'd accept our decision. Unfortunately, they didn't. There was yelling, tears and threats of legal action. Now legally we're in the clear, but we are wondering if morally we are the assholes for wanting to move into the big house. NTA. It's that half the market rent sweetheart deal that they're really unhappy to lose. NTA. It's your property and you gave them 5 months of notice. They're just trying to guilt you since they're losing this sweet deal. Legal action is an idiotic threat. NTA. The nature of renting is that you can't expect to live in the rental forever. This was always a possibility for them. And you aren't moving on a whim. You are moving because you're about to have 4 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. It is a very good reason to want to move into your house. You gave them a lot of notice, and they reacted very poorly. NTA. I feel like the only real reason they don't want to go is, like you said, the big house for lower price. It's really just your house, your tenants, your rules. You can decide who stays and goes. If you want them gone, they go, especially with 5 months notice. Definitely NTA. 5 months is extremely generous. If they can afford to rent a mansion for half price, they probably can find an acceptable place to live for a similar sum. I'm actually gonna go with NTA, as long as you're not breaking a lease. You gave them a lot of notice to find a new place, and just because they also have kids doesn't give them the right to lay claim to your house. You gave them an amazing deal. It's over now. They've got plenty of notice. So as long as you're not breaking a lease or a verbal agreement that they could stay longer than when you want them out. NTA. Info. Do they have a lease? When does it end? NTA. As long as you gave them required legal notice, you did nothing wrong. As a tenant, you know that at some point the lease can end. They obviously didn't want to give up a sweet deal, but that's no excuse for flying off the handle. And you're definitely NTA for needing more than a 2-bedroom place for 4 kids. NTA. Make sure they don't leave your property a mess. NTA. 5 months is more than enough notice. It's your house. Make sure all connection with them from now on is in writing and prepare to hire a lawyer. NTA. Legally or morally, you have 5 months notice. They had a good deal which has come to an end. NTA. You're giving them plenty of time. It is your place. They are renters and the nature of a rental is temporary. Unless they had some reason to believe that you were selling the house to them or would be giving them an extended lease. If they are month to month, you are well within your rights as well as morally in the right. NTA. The other family have been getting an amazing deal up until now. They had to know it wouldn't last forever. Honestly, apart from the fact that it's your property and you have given them more than the required amount of notice, I don't know what else the other family is expecting you to do. Your options are 1. Cram 6 people in a 2-bedroom apartment. Or 2. Buy, rent another place for your growing family. Or 3. Move into the suitable house that you already own. Anyone on here saying they would choose options 1 or 2 are liars. NTA, but I've been on the kicked out side of things my entire life. Always look after the place, clean well, etc. No parties or noises. And it sucks. Every time. Regardless of reason. And it pushes you back financially 3 years every time. And happens sometimes yearly. Some landlords kick you out cause they want to jack up the rent and did do it a legal way. Cause they were lazy. In site renovations, some kick you out because their partner got the "I want to remodel a house" itch. Some kick you out because they are serial house flippers and lied to you when they said they wanted long-term renters. This happens every 2 years of my life so far. It sucks. It always makes me angry. And it's why I can't get my own place. The cost of moving was high for a teenager moving with no car or family help. Debt was incurred. Things are 5x more expensive now. And as the debt was finally paid, yup, move time again. Repeat until nearly 40. Is it your fault? No. You have a legit reason. But it sucks hard. NTA. You state in AITA's comment your lease agreement requires 3 months notice. You gave 5. Can I recommend that you do an inspection of the property now, so that any damage done when they move can be pinpointed to be recent following notice being given? Just a thought. NTA, by the way. Nah, if I was them I'd hate you too, but what you're doing isn't wrong, it's your house. NTA, hope they don't tear the place up while they move. NTA, you gave them a good amount of notice. It's your property and they are tenants. Did they think they were going to live there forever? Sounds like they are bitter over losing a sweet deal on rent. You are not the assholes. You gave them plenty of notice and you gave them years of cheap rent so they can't complain. They're more pissed as they have to pay full rent for another house.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.